Hey guys, Avi from TW Medical. Today I'm going to show you how to use the LST tourniquet on an extremity bleed. Extremities being one of the two legs or arms. So just like any other tourniquet, the first step that you would do here that's different from them is break off this pin, which is a little piece of Velcro, and throw that pin away. Then we're going to open this up to its maximum length. And what we're going to want is that this clip, when I'm pulling the strap through, is going to come towards me so I can get maximum tension on. That first pull is the most important. If I don't get that done, no matter how many times I twist that windlass, won't make a difference and the guy will continue to bleed. I'm gonna bring that leg through, bring the tourniquet through up the leg. I'm gonna lift and open. And what I'm gonna do here is not just pull from the strap, but I'm actually gonna bring the tourniquet down into place with these two fingers pressing down on the buckle, giving me maximum tension as I bring that through. I'm going to secure the Velcro behind. I'm going to open up the windlass. The only other difference on this tourniquet is that due to making the windlass shorter so it could fit in for junctional subclavian areas, you need to pull this windlass a little bit closer to the C-clip. Once that's close, you begin the turns like any other one. However many times it's necessary to get that patient blood flow to stop. I'm going to take the rest of this strap and I'm going to secure it in place and close it off. Alternatively, I can find the marked area, the designated area, and cut that hair and secure it just the same. We're gonna write the time on the patient. I'm gonna reassess as necessary. If I see any more blood flow from here, if he's got a pulse for whatever reason, if I've moved the patient, if he's lost consciousness, I'm gonna have to reassess and tighten that windlass as necessary. Most important is that first pull through. If that first pull is not as tight as possible, no matter how many times I twist that windlass, it's not gonna make a difference. So tighten as much as possible to save your patient. Twist the windlass until that bleed stops. Avi here from TW Medical. Today we're gonna show you how to apply the LST to a junctional femoral area. So first I'm gonna recognize that this is, an injury that requires this and not a regular tourniquet. It's maybe a little too high up. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to open up this tourniquet all the way. I'm going to break the pin off and I'm gonna put it in place. Once I do, I'm going to close my patient's legs. I'm going to bring the strap underneath my patient to the other side. And I'm going to bring that into the middle of the buttocks, not below it and not above it where the belt sits, right in the middle. I'm gonna center that in. I'm going to find the position. I'm gonna grab the balls and where that thumb falls. That's gonna fall basically in the same area as where the top of the quad sort of connects, right on the inside part of that thigh. What I'm gonna do here now is that once I have this lined up in place, I wanna bring this pressure pin over the top, basically to that point. And I say basically because what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this part of our palm on the C-clip and this part of the palm on the pressure pin. We're gonna come at it from a 45-degree angle. If this is my spot, I'm gonna come just before that spot. I'm gonna keep pressure here so that when I rotate down, I'm gonna hold that in place. We're gonna bring the strap through, ensuring that that's in the right place. I'm going to pull from underneath all that slack out so that it doesn't have extra slack under, equivalent to the first pull on the extremity tourniquets. And then from here, I'm gonna press down with my hand and pull all the way through and tighten from here. Once that's done, I'm gonna take this windlass, same as with the other ones, a little shorter because it's meant to fit into the subclavian area as well. So I'm gonna pull the windlass towards the C-clip. I'm gonna begin my rotations until I see that the bleeding has stopped. Once that bleeding has stopped, I'm gonna secure it in place. I'm gonna write the time and that a tourniquet was placed, and I will reassess if that's in transportation every few minutes per whatever your protocol. The things that I want is important here is that first pull when I'm coming through, and then I'm pulling all the slack out from under the patient, and then again, that my hand is placed with hair being on the C-clip and here on the pin, that when I press down and I pull down, I'm not letting this slide too far into the thigh and off that artery. And so again, having that first pull through and then ensuring that when I pull it down and actually latch it into place, that this hand is ensuring that the pin doesn't slide in too far. I'm gonna show you how to use the LST on a junctional area for the subclavian area. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need a pivot point that could either be the patient's belt. In this case, we're gonna assume the patient does not have a belt and we're gonna use an additional tourniquet. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take the pressure pin off. We're gonna throw that away. We're gonna open up the belt all the way. We're gonna feed that under the patient. And we're gonna bring that under the rib cage. We're gonna close that up and just similar to a belt, secure it in place. Now we're not gonna close it as tight as a tourniquet because we don't wanna stop his breathing all the way, but it should be tight enough that it's not gonna ride up and down too high and that it's gonna get locked in place by the rib cage here. Once that's in place, I'm gonna take my second tourniquet, open it up all the way, take that pin off, and pull the strap through all the way. I'm going to ensure that this pin is going in, and again, mind the gap here, it's going in between the two of them. For this case, we're gonna say that the bleed is over here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just show you what that location looks like. You're gonna find the clavicle, okay? His runs this way right now, and you're gonna find the base of the neck, and you're gonna go just over where the base of that neck sort of reaches that clavicle. We're gonna go in over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that tourniquet, I'm gonna bring it behind my patient's head. I'm gonna bring it behind the other shoulder. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just wiggle that down to get that into place here. Now, once that's here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring that through the patient's belt with the Velcro facing upwards. And I'm going to bring this into place over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring the C-clip to the back of the trapezoid. And what that's gonna allow me to do is that when I push down, I'm gonna rotate in to the pin. And that's gonna go straight into the place here without going over the bone. I'm gonna bring that buckle through the clip. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull all that slack out. And you may see that that belt lifts a little. You know that you may need to do that a little tighter, but that will still hold in place. I'm going to then push down from the back of where this trapezoid is into that pin, bringing that all the way down. That usually will be enough. I should see that blood flow stop. If it's not, we will use this windlass, which again, because of its short nature, will allow it to be twisted here in this area. And I will twist as much as I need to, lock it in place, and secure. I will then write the time and the time and the time, mark it on my patient, and ensure that the bleeding has stopped. I will reassess after a few minutes in transport or anywhere else. Now, the most important things when it comes to this, similar to an extremity tourniquet with that first pull, is ensuring that the pull that I come up this way, that I pull out the slack when I'm coming this way through, gets done all the way, because if not, then there's gonna be too much slack and the windlass won't turn. The second thing to remember is that when I'm holding and I'm pulling, actually locking it down and securing the strap in place, that my hand and puts that C-clip just at the back of the trapezoid, so that when it falls down into place, I'm guiding it directly into the spot I want and that it's not slipping over the clavicle or into a different area that may not be good for me.